Hi everyone, greetings from National Skills Network. Today we have organized a discussion with MGNFs, that's Mahatma Gandhi National Fellowship holders. These fellows are placed in various parts of India, and a significant number of them happen to be women. And on the occasion of Women's Day, we thought we should have a discussion with them to learn more about the impact they are creating at the ground level in changing the lives of women through skills and entrepreneurship. So here we go with a set of MGNFs who are all with IIM Lucknow under the guidance of Professor Kshitij and Deepali. So I would now request Deepali to introduce this cohort of MGNFs and the discussion that we are going to go ahead and have with them.
Thank you so much, Madhuri. And we also have our another program director, Professor Ajay Garg, but who is not right now in the meeting, but he has also sent us wishes and all the best to everyone for the program. So like I shared that Mahatma Gandhi National Fellowship Program is a very premier fellowship program currently in the phase 2 by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. And all the 9 IIMs are the academic partners. IIM Lucknow is managing the cohort for 4 states. We have fellows deployed in Assam, Uttar Pradesh, Mizoram, and Himachal Pradesh. And in the you also mentioned that a significant number of our fellows are female fellows, and they personally, I would say that, I have seen their learning trajectory evolve. When I met them last year and when I meet them now, they have opinions, they have perspectives, they have a changed narrative for everything, and which is very evolved. And on the ground, they are working on initiatives ranging from policy discourses and technical inputs to the policy formulations to something working on, at the ground level with the schools, doing some guidance and counseling at the schools. And they have navigated systems, not only the language barriers, but also the infrastructure barriers. I think we have some fellows who initially shared that they are not having very basic amenities in their office, like a toilet or something like that, So they have navigated those kind of challenges also in the system. But today, when we talk to them and when we experience their learnings, it's a learning for us, more than for them. It's a learning for all of us in the team who experience and interact with them on day-to-day basis. And the fellowship is it's a uniquely positioned fellowship with a very strong component of field immersion integrated with a very well-suited academic component, and which is very interesting bit, a kind of apprenticeship, I would say, in the public policy domain.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deepali. Now I request Professor Kshitij to give us an overview of the fellowship and from IIM Lucknow, how they are leading this entire program, and and also especially his views on the occasion of Women's Day, how this fellowship might impact positively several women who are being guided and being facilitated by this group of MGNFs.
Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you, Deepali, and welcome everyone here. Nice to see you, once more, maybe virtually, but it's great to have this cohort, this group around, and I'm really happy to be part of, this group which is going to discuss various important things in livelihood and skill development. So this program, because most of us are aware about this fellowship and what it is going to change, but still it is important to underline at what level this fellowship is affecting lives, particularly the one half of population which is somewhat marginalized in these skills and livelihood particularly, and we are trying to uplift them. May not be very directly saying that this is what, but if you talk about SHGs, like a lot of initiative across 100 odd districts are directed towards self-help groups. There are many initiatives which target certain skills which are predominantly women-led, whether it is some artisan product or some products which are largely produced by women, and that way it is changing. So now one thing is that our our fellows here in this part of this conversation, they have been, because of their inherent understanding of gender issues, they have been much more sensitive to a livelihood scenario and need for their upliftment. And as they say, like if you change a livelihood scenario for a family, particularly the women in family, it is much more likely that you are changing the entire family compared to when you have male member as both earning members. So most of this group that is going to interact here, they have done some initiative or the other to uplift women in different ways, to get them training, to get them to ITIs and polytechnics, and to get them to placement, to organize fairs, to increase the entrepreneurship. And fortunately, in our group, I don't know about the percentages there, but we have significant number of women fellows, as Deepali was saying. It would be about 40% or around that, which should be more. I think it should be 50 or above, but 40 is also kind of acceptable, is particularly given that these guys are doing double the work. So I count it much more than what they are able to do. I would also like to hear mention many of our other fellows who are not part of conversation today, but they are also doing a lot of work for women empowerment through their initiatives. And that has been so if at some point maybe Deepali, we should think about compiling what we have done for these initiatives, because I keep on reading their initiative, listening to them when there's a workshop, and I'm proud of the bunch that has been doing for this group. I'm also happy that our team is predominantly women-led team, women-dominant team rather. So Deepali is leading the team, and then we have 4 out of 5, four out of 5 members who are females, and they are doing wonderful job, perhaps better than other teams which are doing the similar work. So I'm happy to be part of this, and thank you so much, Madhuri, for this initiative. The format is very nice. I have also read the topic that you are going to cover. I'm sure it will be very engaging conversation, and I also request you to keep having them whenever you have some time. Everybody will benefit from it. Thank you so much. I wish everyone all the best, and happy Women's Day.
Thank you, Professor Kshitij and Deepali. And Professor Kshitij, I think that was a very nice, overview of various activities these women fellows are doing at the grassroots level, like you mentioned about training, skilling, job-related job fairs, and then self-help groups, and so many other things to help women become self-employed or, create jobs for others. And that's really wonderful to hear. Now, I think we should go ahead and speak to the fellows themselves and understand how their experience has been at the ground level. And for this, we have few points which we are going to touch upon so that we structure this discussion. And this is going to pertain to their experiences during the fellowship, during their district immersion program. If they found somebody like, say, women who are breaking stereotypes, women who could be role models for others, who are contributing to economic development. And also, as MGNFs, how is it that they have improved themselves and contributed to the lives of these women and the overall ecosystem which is evolving in India. And most importantly, we are also going to touch upon the theme of Women's Day this year, which is digital in innovation and technology for gender equality. So I think towards the end, maybe we will also touch upon this, because we can't escape anything to do with the digital, and that's one of the tools for empowerment, mostly for women. And I think we are going to have some very exciting discussions. So yeah, now I invite Sahitya to take the discussion forward. So Sahitya, let's get started.
Yeah, hello everyone. I welcome you all once again to this conversation that we are having. So to begin with, like Madhuri ma'am has mentioned, I would like all of you to share your stories, the inspiring stories of women you have come across during your district immersion. women who are breaking stereotypes, women who are empowering other women along with themselves. So are there any stories like this that you would like to share with our audience today?
So thank you for providing me this platform. I want to speak today about a bunch of women. They are located in the Midam village, which is in Mizoram at the border of Assam, near border of Assam. These are 19 women that make one SHG in that particular village. And what they're doing is they do the regular SHG work, that is pickle making and, artist sort of work. They make puan and etc. and they sell it in local market. The beauty of the work that they do is whatever money they are able to make, they do not use it for their own purposes, whereas they are running a school from first class to fifth class in the Down village, which is an English medium village. So they felt that there is a need of an English medium English medium school in that particular village, and they started providing a financial contribution there. So there are 97 students at the moment in the school, 7 teachers, and that school is completely run by these SHG women. So financial contribution come from them, and that is one of the inspiring story that has been to me, because these women at the local level have been able to realize the importance of English medium school in the village, and that is what they made possible for the kids to get premium quality of education. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Pallavi, for sharing that very interesting and insightful story. Now, perhaps, Anuradha, we can get started with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Anuradha. I am posted in district Kasganj of Uttar Pradesh. When I'm working in this district, there's one woman with whom I'm closely associated with, and she is the district magistrate of Kasganj. At that leadership position, I've realized that she goes out of her way, not following the old administrative channels, and she takes and welcomes the innovative ideas. So particularly she targets and she root every scheme benefits to the SHGs. And one initiative that she is taking up right now is to start a cafe through SHGs. So what she is, and for that we are planning a lot of things, like how the ambience will be, the furniture will be, the kind of funds that will be used, and what she's also making sure if funds with the SHGs are less, the administration is ready to contribute to the fund, but it should be such that it is not an ordinary thing which is of a government setup. It can be little contemporary, it can be little modern. So very out of the way through this leadership position, she's helping a lot of women too, and even me, because she most of the time very innovative ideas she gives me to handhold a lot of SHGs. So I think she for me she's very one inspiring lady in the district I have come across.
Yeah, that's so interesting to hear about this officer, and I think she's going to inspire many more people, right, to get started with this innovative project about a cafe. Maybe there are many more stories like that, so let's go ahead. And now I think Gayatri, can you share yours, please?
Hello, ma'am. Hello, everyone. Myself, Gayatri, and I'm posted in Mamit district of Mizoram. So talking about women empowerment, I think this starts from this fellowship itself, because in Mizoram, out of 11 fellows, 5 of them are women. So kudos to the selection team, those who trusted all of us to come all the way to other state, accept the culture over here and adapt and work here. I think all of us, when we shifted to other districts, maybe we have faced different cultures. So we took our time to realize that how much openness is in the culture and how the women are treated over here, especially when we are coming from other parts to Northeast. What I faced is, so when I first came here, I saw that almost in all the shops we have women working. Like women are the business women over here. Every shop I saw women, and then like they are the one. I think Northeastern women are so empowered themselves that when I'm seeing someone painting, it's a woman, someone cleaning, women. And of course, Mizoram's sex ratio is, I think, 976 out of 1,000 males. So it's really good. And I think long way to go for all the Northeastern women's. They are breaking their stereotypes already. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, that's really nice to hear. And I guess there's something we can all learn from Mizoram. Yeah. And Madhu, what about you? So are you going to tell us something from Assam?
Yes, ma'am. So I'm posted in Kamrup Rural District of Assam. So over there, what I have experienced is that while I was interacting with SAGs, generally women are a bit hesitant to come out and promote their products. But over here, I met a lady who makes a jewelry out of bamboo. So, and because she got so much appreciation for the creativity that she has used in making them, so now her husband also, helps her making those jewelry. And after seeing her, there are many women who have joined her, and they're actually making jewelries made out of bamboo. And from my end, I'm trying to support them by linking them with FINER. FINER is an institution like Federation of Indian Industries, so where they can handhold them to promote their products. So I'm trying to link them with that organization. And secondly, I would like to take away something similar from what Anuradha said. My deputy commissioner, Ms. Kirti Jali, she actually is one lady who has given me a lot of support in terms of implementing different projects in the district. So she does not follow the regular administrative pattern of holding discussions. So whenever there is something innovative that she wants to implement in the field, she tries to give me an opportunity to express my ideas and give my rationale to it, like whether it will be conceivable or not in future, whether that idea will be implementable or not. And she tries her best to make sure that whatever I'm planning, it gets implemented on the field. So I'm really, really grateful for having such a strong support team in my administrative unit. And that's what it is about, ma'am. I would like to convey. Thank you so much.
Okay, ma'am, myself Atlanta Bora. I am assigned to the district of Bishwanath in Assam. So while visiting the fields, I met a woman and her name is Regina Boro. So she is a tribal woman and she is into handloom and textiles. And her family is from a poor background, and she lost her husband in a very earlier stage in her life. So she has to way forward and work in the handloom sector so that they can earn their livelihood. So she's very skilled in their handloom processes, whatever they used to make the Boro attire, the attire of the Boro or tradition they used to make, and they sell it in a very good way. So I came to know about her through the handloom and textiles department. She not only she has a group of 10 people where they used to have their textiles and they used to have their power looms also, from where they used to market. Also they have a group of women who used to go for marketing their products. They used to have a group of people where they used to craft their handicrafts and all. And now when they are linked with the handloom department, they are into natural dyeing, so that their products can have a value addition, and after that they are going to export their product in a very large platform. And she is also being recognized as one of the finest artisans in the handloom department. And she also gets most of the subsidy and government schemes that are related with handloom and textiles department. And she's making her village Salaikate a proud one, and from her a lot of women have come up and worked in correlation with them.
Yeah.
And especially she is experimenting with her handloom craft, and they are now trying on natural dyeing that is not commonly done in this part of Assam.
Okay.
So Madhuri, I also had to add on to the experiences that all our fellows have shared. So one of the things is that, for us as managing the program, I think all our fellows are our inspiration in terms of breaking the stereotypes, navigating their way through the system, and working with the available resources and limitations in the districts, and at the same time not getting bogged down by that. So I think they themselves are an inspiration to them also. If they see what they were 2 years back and what they are now, I think they are themselves an inspiration for them also.
Yeah, absolutely, Dipali. And me too, having been through the entire MGNF journey indirectly, of course, from NSN, we have been writing about them, featuring them. I can see that, these are people who are definitely taking up the challenges and all the hard life that they have at the ground level. I'm sure they are taking it very positively and they have come this far. And that itself, like, so I think a huge shout out to all of you and congratulations for coming this far. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so now let's move on to the second segment of this conversation. So I would like to know from all of you, through MGNF, how you have been contributing to the skilling and entrepreneurship in your respective districts. Are there any projects or programs that you would like to talk about? Also, the role that you have been playing all these months in your district immersion.
Yeah. So my experience, I would not talk about initiatives, but mostly about the interactions I had while conducting certain sessions in the district, like be it ITI or be it with employment exchange. So mostly what I've noticed is that women candidates do not feel comfortable to speak when we are conducting the sessions. They don't raise questions, but the conversations that happens after the sessions, like they would come forward and then they would just ask about certain things like, okay, many of them question my career trajectory, like why are you here, or what did you do to reach here, or what is the kind of path that you took. So I think those conversations are more I don't know, I found it them more profound, because in a way, when we are of course in a group, there are certain people who might not feel comfortable to speak up at that moment in time, but then I think it's very important to understand that many of them might not be comfortable. So we are thinking that maybe in the future we might conduct sessions which are just a group of women having the conversations where they feel more comfortable, because when we are interacting, mostly these beneficiaries are from marginalized groups who don't feel that comfortable sharing things in front of a larger section of people. So this more of like an observation and experience that I wanted to share from the district.
Ma'am, I believe that skilling and entrepreneurship for women cannot be talked about in an isolation. It needs a very strong institutional setup to help even the marginalized, because I say in a very subtle way women are still marginalized, not in a very overt way. So for that, this was the mandate of this fellowship, that we have to make the district skill committee functional. So most of us have made this functional. Before us, it was not functional. So this is one thing that all of us have done. So it's not going to impact just the women. It is going to could be beneficial to the entire district itself, the entire district skill ecosystem. And apart from that, if I talk about my initiative, it is one very close thing, close to my heart, that is mentorship. Because I believe when I was growing up in my initial days, education, I didn't get the right mentorship that affected me in a very huge way. I could have taken much better conscious decisions with respect to career. Secondly, I feel that women who are a part of SHG, they start their business. What the hurdle that they face is the knowledge about finance, how to how to run their business through adequate finance. Initially, the finance that they get is from the village itself, from the family members. But when it comes to an institutional setup, banks, they face a lot of hurdles. So there was one such woman who was facing with this for 2-3 years. The file was there in the bank and it was not being, nobody was taking cognizance of it. So I helped her out with this. And the third thing that I was just talking about is the cafe thing, which from managing the entire finance to ambience, the furniture, all those things will be for the SHGs. So these are the 3 initiatives, and apart from the district skill committee making it functional. So this is what.
Okay. That's nice. I think you build up the earlier story that you shared, by sharing this part of the experience. That's really interesting.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Nidhi and I am posted in Prayagraj district of Uttar Pradesh. तो आज मैं आपको 2 स्टोरी बताऊंगी जहाँ पे शायद मेरा कुछ कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है या जो मैं फील करती हूँ कि डिस्ट्रिक्ट में विमेन स्किलिंग इकोसिस्टम को लेके हमने शायद कुछ काम किया है। तो पहला ये है कि विमेन शेल्टर होम में संकल्प के तहत एक प्रोग्राम चलाया जाना था उनकी ट्रेनिंग को लेकर। तो डिस्ट्रिक्ट में जब कोई ऑफिशियल नहीं अवेलेबल था तो जो भी बड़े अधिकारी हैं उन्होंने कहा कि आप ये पूरा प्रोसेस शुरू कीजिए। तो स्टार्ट विद द डॉक्यूमेंटेशन और ट्रेनिंग पार्टनर का सिलेक्शन करना, वहाँ पे विजिट करना, कंटिन्यूस विजिट करना, और ये एकदम 6 महीने का जो काम था, कंटिन्यूसली वहाँ पे आप जा रहे हो, उनका सिलेक्शन कर रहे हो, सेक्टर वापस से सिलेक्ट कर रहे हो, यूपीएसडीएम को ये फाइल्स जानी है। तो जब वहाँ पे जाके आप देखते हो और उनकी सिचुएशन आप समझते हो, तो आप जान पाते हो कि व्हाट इज द नेसेसिटी, कि वहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग करवाने का क्या कितनी जरूरत है। और अब जब वो ट्रेनिंग खत्म होने वाली है मार्च में, वहीं पे हमारी अधीक्षिका से बात हुई जो वहाँ पे सुपरवाइजर है। उन्होंने कहा था कि हम इसको और कैसे फॉरवर्ड कर सकते हैं। तो अभी हम ये प्लान कर रहे हैं कि वहाँ पे हम उनका धीरे से एक ब्रांड बना के वी आर लॉन्चिंग देम, की मतलब ट्रेडिशनल हैंड एम्ब्रॉयडरी से वो काम करना शुरू कर रही है, तो कैसे हम उसको बिजनेस की तरफ लेके जाया जा सकता है। तो यहाँ पे एक छोटा सा कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन है। और एक दूसरा कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन है, मैं कहना चाहूंगी कि प्रयागराज मूंज के लिए यूपी में एक घर है। बहुत ज्यादा मूंज के प्रोडक्ट्स जो है वो प्रयागराज से बनते हैं, यहाँ से बाकी डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स को जाते हैं। और ये जो महिलाएं मूंज बनाती है, मूंज के प्रोडक्ट्स बनाती हैं, वो मुस्लिम समुदाय से होती है, मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी से होती है। तो उनका घर से बाहर निकलना बहुत कम हो पाता है। तो मुझे ये फील होता है कि क्यों नहीं उनको इस तरीके से हम किसी प्लेटफॉर्म पे ले आए जहाँ पे वो बाहर के वर्ल्ड से बहुत आसानी से जुड़ पाए। तो SCL ई हार्ट का एक इनिशिएटिव था जो सारे जो मूंज के प्रोडक्ट हैं हमने उनको ई मार्केट या एक प्लेटफॉर्म दिया। तो अभी ये होता है कि हमें 2 ऑर्डर मिले हैं मूंज के, और अभी हमने धीरे 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 और लोगों को भी इससे ऐड करना शुरू किया है। तो वो जो आर्टिशन से जुड़कर उनमें ये एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप वाली चीजें जगाना या ये करना कि हाँ वो भी कर सकती है बिना घर बाहर निकले भी, एक उनको एक वॉइस देना, तो ये एक छोटा सा कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन रहा है मेरा।
ये मेरी एक्सपीरियंस जो है, अभी पहला पहला जब डिस्ट्रिक्ट इमर्जन स्टार्ट हुआ था तभी डीसी सर ने मेरे को स्किल हब मोबिलाइजेशन का काम दिया था। और जहाँ पर था मैम डोमेस्टिक डाटा एंट्री ऑपरेटर का हमारा जॉब रोल है, और उसको हमको कैंडिडेट्स लाने थे, हमको स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट विमेन का। तो जब हम उनसे मिले, प्रिंसिपल है हमारे JNV के, तो उनको पता नहीं था कि कैसे स्ट्रेटेजी में जाए, कहाँ पर हमको स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट विमेन मिलेंगे ताकि हम उनको ट्रेनिंग दे पाए। तो उनको उसका स्ट्रेटेजी का कुछ पता नहीं था। तो आई मेट हिम ऑन द बिकॉज दिस सर ने हमको बोला था कि आप इनको मोबिलाइज करने में इनकी मदद कीजिए, क्योंकि स्किल हब बहुत ही यूजफुल होगा हमारी महिलाओं के लिए। तो फिर हम उनके पास गए, उनका प्रीवियस एक्सपीरियंस पूछा कि कैसा पहले आपने कुछ आइडिया सोचा है कि आप कैसे मतलब ग्राउंड पे जाओगे। तो ही सेड आई हैव नो सच आइडिया, कैन यू डिस्कस विद मी विद द स्ट्रेटेजी। तो हम लोगों ने स्ट्रेटेजी बनाई कि हम ASRLM जो हमारा होता है, आसाम स्टेट रूरल लाइवलीहुड मिशन, जो उनके पास पास में स्कूल के पास में जो जो ब्लॉक्स होंगे, तो वहाँ के महिलाओं को हम टारगेट उनको मतलब रीच करने की कोशिश करेंगे ASRLM के जरिए। जब हम मोबिलाइजेशन कर रहे थे नियरेस्ट ब्लॉक जो स्कूल के पास है, तब महिलाएं बोल नहीं रही थी कि मतलब उनको समझाने में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था, क्योंकि सर एक मतलब मेल है, तो उनको थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था, उन्होंने पहले कभी मोबिलाइजेशन नहीं किया था। तब जब मैंने किया, उनसे बात की, उनके घर के बारे में बात की, उसके बाद डोमेस्टिक डाटा एंट्री ऑपरेटर आखिर होता क्या है, क्यों उनको जरूरत है, तब उन्होंने 1-2 स्टोरीज उन्होंने बताई। और कुछ कुछ स्टोरीज सुनकर तो हम मतलब मैं शॉक में आ गई। ओके, तो फिर उनको आइडेंटिटी इश्यूज होते थे, क्योंकि उनको इक्वली मतलब घर में ट्रीट नहीं मिलता था, या फिर SHG में जब वो जाते थे बाकी महिलाओं के कंपैरिजन में, जब वो डाटा एंट्री नहीं कर पाते थे, चीजों को इजीली समझ नहीं पाते थे, तो उनको मतलब कंपैरिजन इश्यूज या फिर इनसिक्योरिटीज होते थे। तो जब उनको पता चला कि ये वाला जो हमारा ट्रेनिंग है, इस पे मतलब उनको कोई मतलब पैसे भी नहीं देने पड़ेंगे, जहाँ पर उनको अपने इन-लॉ से भी मतलब मांगने पड़े पैसे मतलब ट्रेनिंग के लिए, तो उन लोगों ने मतलब बोला कि या वी आर विलिंग टू डू दिस, एंड विद दिस स्किल हब इनिशिएटिव दैट इज लेड फॉर PMKVY 3.0 के अंतर्गत जो हमारा आता है, उसके जरिए अभी मेरे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में 30 जो स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट विमेन है वो लोग मतलब एज अ बेनिफिशियरी अभी उनका ट्रेनिंग खत्म हो गया है एंड जब मैं उनके पास गई जब उनका ट्रेनिंग खत्म हुआ देन दे वर वेरी एक्साइटेड एंड कॉन्फिडेंट कि एटलीस्ट इस ट्रेनिंग की वजह से दे वुड बी एबल टू हैव identity about themselves. They are confident about themselves and they can put forward their viewpoints in front of the family, in front of the society in a very equal manner. So जब वो मतलब उनसे जब बात हुई जब पहला मतलब बिगिनिंग मोबिलाइजेशन में था और जब उसका एंडिंग हुआ ट्रेनिंग में तो दे कम आउट विद like very confident women and that what makes our job really satisfactory at some point of time.
Yeah, I think Deepali, isn't this a live example of how skills and training changes lives? And
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. And we have many such examples in the program that we see and experience almost every day when our fellows share it with us.
Okay, great.
Yes, like Dipali just mentioned, I'd like to reiterate on that. So I think most of the Mizo fellows would agree on this because we, when we came to Mizoram, it was like a completely unknown territory for all of us. Culturally, it was a different context, a different socio-cultural milieu. Everything was completely different. There was a lot of linguistic barriers as well. So in the initial first days, our fellows, MGNF fellows, the Mizo cohort was facing so much of trouble when it comes to language and communication. There was too much of problems and hurdles in that regard. So from my end, I did a little. My humble effort was to disseminate some kind of resources to them through the postal services here in Treasury Square, where I live. So whichever fellows wanted the books, that is translation from Mizo to English and Assamese and all of that, I disseminated to all of those fellows. And second, because see, language is a very crucial component, right, in any culture. So because if you start to break those barriers, then you will be able to immerse yourself completely in the field and you will be able to produce wondrous results. So, but nonetheless, I'm very proud of the Mizo cohort, primarily because the way that they have put up with a lot of struggles and problems in the initial days, and the language barrier, the language hurdle as well. And of course, trying to grapple with a completely different social and cultural terrain. Yeah, so thank you so much.
In fact, Madhuri, adding on to what Lamu is mentioning, I think we have seen that cultural immersion happening very strongly in case of Mizoram and state. And we recently met the mission director, and the kind of warmth that we get from the officials there and the kind of receptivity that we get from them is uncomparable. Like it's very welcoming for all of us.
Last segment of this discussion is focusing on this year's theme of International Women's Day, that is digital innovation and technology for gender equality. So how can we apply this theme to the digital empowerment of women and to make them self-reliant and to digitally empower them? And if you can share your experiences from your district immersion or the vision you want to share with all of us for digital empowerment of women.
So my experience in the district, initially, it was not very, I wouldn't say pleasant, but it was just that the whole idea of fellowship was not very, it was very new to the district. So we could not align ourselves, our role into the entire system. But however, I always kept a little bit of hope कि future में जाके कुछ तो definitely होगा. And then very recently, this project of representing the trans woman into the society came up. So basically, my district mentor, he said ki we have to actually design a project around them, because otherwise their general life is all about begging in the like train stations and in moving trains. So he wanted कि हम लोग उस idea को entirely change करें, and then we were asked कि we'll design a project around them कि will अलग-अलग जो development departments है, say agriculture, sericulture, फिर ऐसे development departments के जो exclusive training sessions है, उसमें हम उन लोग को मतलब align कर देंगे so that they can have trainings accordingly. But one unfortunate event actually made us change the entire track of it,
And then we have this Karbi Youth Festival. It is like India's oldest ethnic festival. And then hum log ko ye idea strike kiya ki why not, you know, we first introduce them into the society in a very dignified manner. We have a you know, dedicated stall for them. uh, and also Karbi Youth Festival is a 5-day ka event. So we thought it would be a good way, because we'll have lakhs of footfall wahan pe. So why not we first represent them us hisab se. So we designed a stall in the sense ki they can also sell their handmade pickles. They can also provide makeup services. We'll also have a photo booth jahan pe we'll have Karbi traditional uh, dress wahan pe, you know, visitors can wear those clothes and then have a photo shoot vagera. So we did that accordingly, step by step. It was a little challenging, yes, definitely, but at the same time I would also say it was also very fulfilling, because at the end of 5 days ka festival, they were very, very successful in selling off all of their handmade pickles. And it was also a very good experience, not just for them, but also for all the visitors. We also put up a small feedback kind of a chart jahan pe uh, everybody just wrote good things about the entire trans community, and how they were very you know, welcoming also of the idea ki they're just like us. And everything around them was just very so warm. It was really good to see their you know, introduction to the society. And one more thing I would also like to mention here, कि जब भी visitors stall पे आते थे, transgender stall पे, they wanted कि उन लोग को पैसा दे, ताकि, you know, like donation kind of a thing. But initially we forgot to make a donation box वहाँ पे. So they very, you know, politely declined कि we are past that, in the sense, you know, कि we are no more begging. अगर मतलब देना भी है तो we'll actually make a proper donation box, and only then we'll take money, but we will not take money ऐसे, मतलब, you know, generally हाथ हाथ से, मतलब. So that was also very, you know, dignified on their part also, कि they are like, you know, they want to shed that image of theirs. And it was very nice also. And then that very day actually, जब हम लोग फिर festival ground पे गए थे, तो I made a small donation box also. And then मैंने वहाँ पे submit कर दिया था stall पे. And then accordingly people started also donating. So yeah, मतलब initially it was like, when I used to compare myself with the journey of my co-fellows, it was a little disheartening. But when this project came to my way, I could just say that, you know, in a way, I was also a little wrong, a little dejected. But then, meko finally ye pata chala ki whatever resources I have in my hand, I'll have to first look into it, matlab. And I just got to realize ki the sky is the limit with this project. So yeah, I really look forward to this entire project, and I really hope ki the trans woman in my district, I can really work very closely with them, and you know, channelize their human resources into various skilling schemes of the various development departments under my district administration. That's all. Thank you so much.
In fact, a lot of our fellows are working on digital platforms that provide skilling avenues in far-flung areas and disrupting and breaking the geographical barriers. I think a lot of our fellows are working on IBM Skills Build project across 4 states, not only in Mizoram, but they're also working in Uttar Pradesh and Assam. Many of them are working in this in the program.
So this is regarding the HCL My eHeart project that we are currently doing in our district. So it all started with this fusion handloom project, in fact. So here in Mizoram handlooms, and we really wanted to market it. But when compared to like the products that we use in Mizoram, it is quite not that much acceptable to the other states of India. Maybe in the northeastern states, maybe some states will be having some sort of similarity, but it is not that much acceptable with other states. So that's the reason why we started to like bring up this project called Fusion Handloom, which was later taken up with this HCL My eHeart. And now we partnered with a SRG called Studio Yangote, and we are trying to market our products. So this idea is much related to e-commerce. That's why I wanted to share it here. And now the district administration as well as the state administration, they are very much interested in this project. So they are trying to implement it in the state level. So we are working on it. Second thing is regarding the IBM Skills project, we are really glad that we were able to implement it in Mizoram. Like in Mizoram, I think 6 districts in our state really did it, and we were able to actually bring some sort of impact to almost 50 institutions in our state. For my district, we were able to implement it in 25 institutions. And now the state itself is very much overwhelmed with the results of it, and we were able to connect almost 15,000 students through that platform. Another thing that I wanted to point at this point and is, like, before the deployment of the fellowship in Mizoram, there were barely any projects coming from CSR initiatives in Mizoram. Like whatever projects come, it will be most probably going to Assam when it comes to Northeast. So it was a very breakthrough of this fellowship, and our what to say, our contribution to the state also, if I can say like that. So after implementing this project, all of us were able to bring more CSR projects to the state. And nowadays, the state media is also bringing up this initiative and all these efforts of us into the state media and the public platforms. So that's what I wanted to share here. And again, this IBM Skills Build is actually digitally empowering the youth here also. So thank.
Hi everyone, I'm Vishali from Lahore and Spiti district of Himachal Pradesh, and I would like to share some projects of mine जिसमें women inclusion and women empowerment की मैं बात करना चाहूँगी. So first was we had this exposure visit of our SAGs, like 10 to 12 members of our SAGs were invited to a 5-star hotel in Manali, which is a nearby district, and वहां पर जाकर they were asked to sell their handicrafts, sell their products, sell their food, and I feel like it was a successful initiative because one of the SAG members from that initiative actually went to Adi Mahotsav in Delhi and talked to Prime Minister herself, like person to person. So that exposure visit, I feel boosted a lot of confidence in that woman. And secondly, we had this project called Skill for Sustainability, a special project. And we made sure that when we were talking about barefoot engineers and barefoot entrepreneurs, and conventional men in the in the fields where men were more, men conventionally fields. So we had passive heating and solar water heating and all that. So we actually made sure that 50% of the women of the participation was of women. So 50% of those beneficiaries were actually women. So that is it from my side. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. So I'm Shivani Kaushal, posted in Una district of Himachal Pradesh. It's a district adjoining Punjab. So यहाँ पे काफी inflow outflow रहता है. So with the help of district administration, we started a brand just for SHG women, जो NRLM के साथ जुड़ी है. तो we gave it a name Sombhadra because यहाँ पे जो नदी बहती है उसका नाम सोमभद्रा था, and to give it a very clean picture. तो अभी 1 साल का प्रोग्रेस अब मैं जल्दी बताऊंगी. तो 1 साल के प्रोग्रेस में हमने देखा है कि they have actually done a business of 13 lakh plus का selling their products in the district. So अभी उनकी डिमांड भी काफी आ रही है. So प्रोडक्ट सारे होममेड है भाई, पिकल, बेसिक NRLM के प्रोजेक्ट्स है, बट इट गेव देम सेंस ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस एंड एक्सेप्टेंस कि हाँ वी कैन डू समथिंग ऑन आवर ओन. मतलब वो रहता है ना, एक विमेन की मेंटालिटी होती, इफ शी गोज टू अ मार्केट, उसे कोई चीज पसंद आएगी तो शी विल थिंक लूं कि नहीं लूं. तो मतलब सीधा when I interact also मैं इतना कमाओ, when you go to market वो सूट पसंद आ रहा है तुम लो, मतलब इतना होना चाहिए because every women deserve that. So अभी अगर डिजिटली उनकी बात करें तो अभी इसको हमने जैसे बैंक लिंकेजेस था, so हमारे लिए QR कोड स्कैन करना ही बहुत ही इट्स अ वेरी नॉर्मल थिंग, बट इनके लिए इट इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट प्रोसेस. मतलब इनको लगता है कितना बड़ा एक प्रोसेस है, पूरा एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म भरो, एक QR कोड लो, स्कैन करो, कहीं पे सेल करो. सो वी आर इन द प्रोसेस ऑफ उनको डिजिटली एम्पावर करने के लिए इससे भी बेहतर. तो अभी ये पूरा ऑनगोइंग प्रोसेस है. सो लेट्स सी विद इन by the end of this fellowship we make something out of it and we get it to a India national level tak lekar aaye is product ko. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Shivani. Yeah, I think it was really interesting and also quite enlightening to hear them all speak. And Sahitya, thank you so much for coordinating this part of the discussion. And of course, Deepali for leading us and guiding us throughout, I would say. So it would be good, if we continue to interact like this through our platform or any other platform, because I feel whatever is happening through MGNF is definitely for the first time in India. And also the experiences, the more we share them, people get to know that this is what is happening. Believe me, we from NSN day in and day out, we continuously try to see various ways to create awareness, because we feel awareness is the key. If you're not aware, then you don't know, and if you don't know, then you're lost, right? So there are many people in India, millions of them, who don't know many things about what is happening in the work integrated skilling and entrepreneurship ecosystem. So thanks all of you for joining us today. Deepali, would you want to say something before we close this session?
So firstly, thanks to you for agreeing to this idea and collaborating and putting in your own initiative and value added initiative for doing this. And I think this interaction is just a beginning to start with. We wanted to start it for celebrating Women's Day, but we will try to have more such engagements, more such conversations in the days to come. The idea is that we are all working, whether we interact or we don't interact, we are all working for a very common purpose of reducing information asymmetry and building a very strong scaling system for all of us, right? So let's learn, let's evolve ourselves also in the process, and let's try to empower more and more people in the journey, and ourselves also. Thank you so much, Madhuri. Thank you so much, Sahitya, for taking up this initiative. I think it has been very not so regular interactions for us, and I think it's very helpful for us to have these sessions sometimes in the middle of our other work commitments.
Yeah. Thanks all of you. Thanks each one of you for joining us today and sharing those very interesting and insightful stories. We would love to be in touch with you, and also continue, as Deepali just said, continue with these conversations as long as you are doing this fantastic work at the ground level. Thank you, and happy Women's Day to all of you.